able to edge the Indians by 3 in that one, but since then it has been struggle bus time for Doc Nash's ball club. Just talk to us a little bit about their roster and maybe a little bit about how some of it's changed or progressed either way since that first meeting back in the holiday tourney.
I've heard from several reliable sources that one of their better players did leave the team, and that can really hurt. It was one of their leading scorers. So that's got to be tough to deal with. We've dealt with some people leaving the team as well, and it's not the easiest of transitions to make, but it's definitely taking a toll on them when it's one of their better players. They're still a young team. I think a couple of years from now, the future can be bright for Borden. But in terms of their lineup, they just got a bunch of young guards. He's playing a bunch of different kids that were playing JV. Maybe the first time we've saw them are stepping up and maybe starting on the varsity team now. You look at a kid like Mason Carter, I don't think he played. He might have got in the fourth quarter against us last time we played. The last couple of games he's been starting. It's next man up mentality that they've got over there right now. And they're just trying to do their best, trying to fight along. Jacob Robinson, 31, definitely their best player. He can score the basketball inside. He's got really good post moves. Does a lot of things the right way. They have a couple shooters around him. The Gasper kid can shoot it a little bit. The shooters are there. They got him some help, but like you said, it's been a struggle, and they're just trying to look for some consistency, just like a lot of us teams are right now.
And when you look at this roster, Coach, don't know how much insight that you have or that you get, but this is a roster that's quite a bit different as far as at least tonight's concerned, decimated right now by some injuries, some illness, and so forth. And we talked about this going into that first game. Doc's a guy that, if he feels like the chips are kind of stacked against him a little bit and he's backed into a corner, he's no stranger to pulling it out and going to four corners and trying to take the air out of the ball. Do you see that maybe magnified with a shortened roster here tonight?
Yeah, that's definitely what we're expecting tonight. They're gonna try their hardest to limit our possessions. They're gonna try and hold the basketball as long as they can, until they can get a layup. Basically, is what they're gonna try and do. And then defensively, we expect to see a lot of zones, really packing in the paint, and they're probably just really hoping that we're not hitting from the outside.
Traditionally, as well, in the last few years, they've been a team that kind of methodical whenever they do go on the attack offensively. They like the dribble drive. They like the kick when it's available. Same mentality or same philosophy you expect from them tonight?
Maybe not quite as aggressive. I think a lot of their stuff, they're going to hope that we're going to be overplaying, and they're really going to look for that backdoor action to get them some layups, and then they're going to try and slow us down on the other end. Their goal is going to be to limit their turnovers. If they turn the ball over, that can lead to some easy buckets for us. So, they're going to try and limit the turnovers, and they're going to try and take as much clock as they can each possession.
We've only got a couple of home games left on the schedule. Of course, you get to host Sectional 62, which will be quite a treat for a first-year head coach at the varsity level. But with just 2 regular season home games remaining, and knowing this is a good opportunity, a really nice opportunity to kind of end this skid, what's the final message to your guys tonight before you leave the locker room for the final time?
We always talk about, we protect our court. That's always one of our goals. But we want to do things the right way tonight. Just because Borden's on a little bit of a skid doesn't mean that we can come out and do things that are just out of our comfort zone. We're going to come out, we're going to play tough-nosed man-to-man defense, pressure the basketball, but we don't want to get ourselves out of position just because we think they're weaker with the basketball. So come out, do our thing, take care of the basketball, crash the offensive glass. It's kind of a goal-setting night for us.
What about the health and the lineup of this team?
We're healthy. We got everybody ready to go. Lineup is going to be about the same. We got Holden at the 1, Kay Nables at the 2, Parker at the 3, Harrison at the 4, and Strange at the 5.
All right. Coach, best of luck. We look forward to hearing from you after the ball game, hopefully after win number 7 that you've been searching for a few weeks now.
Thank you.
Coach Sullivan joins us on our countdown to the tip, brought to you by Eddie Gilstrap Motors, just south of the square in Salem. Stick with us. We'll have more in a moment. You're listening to the Senators and Braves tonight on Salem's 1220.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Welcome back to our Senator Tip-Off pregame show and our countdown to the tip, brought to you by Eddie Gilstrap Motors, just south of the square in Salem, as we get you set for the Senators and Braves here tonight in the friendly confines. We're joined now by Borden head coach, Mr. Doc Nash. Always good to join us before the ball game each time these two clubs meet. Coach, talk to us a little bit about your team's play this year. We got to see you once in the holiday tourney, but just kind of tell us where you've come from there.
You know, Misty, we, first of all, thanks for having me, number one. Number two, to answer your question about our play, some days when we compete, I think we're pretty good. Other days, not so much. We struggle to score the ball. Obviously, we're not averaging very many points. It's not that the kids aren't trying. I got great kids. They are really good kids. We just sometimes struggle to put the ball in the hole. Record win-wise, not good, not where we wanted to be. With the exception of a couple games, it's probably, looking at numbers, it's probably where we should be. As a coach, I always have higher expectations than that, but it is what it is. We are here, and we're sitting at 3 and whatever we are, and looking to compete tonight.
Coach, you talk about some of the struggles you've had in your offensive numbers. Does that come from a mixture of things like youth and maybe ball movement? Does that come from something within the offense, maybe taking bad shots? Kind of take us inside the framework of your offense and where those troubles may lie.
You know, all of the above. Our turnovers are a major key that we talk about daily in practice, during games, during timeouts. We talk about turnovers. It's a pet peeve of ours. You know, Saturday against Springs Valley, we were 3 of 12 in the first half in the paint. So we were getting shots we want. We just didn't make them. Our shooting percentage on the year is less than 40. You're not going to win many ball games like that. So that's a combination of all the above. Shot selection, I think we're getting better with shot selection. I really, truly do. You mentioned youth. We're going to have, if everybody wasn't hurt, we'd be a lot of freshmen and sophomores out there tonight. But I've got a freshman hurt and a sophomore homesick with the flu, so, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Talk to us a little bit about the Senator Ball Club. Of course, you got to see them back on December 14th here on this very floor in the holiday tournament. What's your impressions of Coach Sullivan's group and where they've come from that point?
I think they're pretty good. They play very well in spurts. The last few stretches of games for them have been challenging with some pretty daggone good teams. It's about what we're getting ready to face coming up the last 5 games of the year. But they're big, they're strong, they're athletic. The thing that worries me the most is offensive rebounding. I don't know if my little guys can keep them out of the paint and keep them off the glass like I would like to be able to do.
Defensively, you talk about those worries about West Washington getting on the boards offensively. Talk to us a little bit about what you do to try to combat that within your half-court scheme defensively.
I don't think we can gamble defensively. I think we have to stay between them and the basket and keep the ball in front of us, keep players in front of us, anticipate shots, and try to block out early and maintain contact to keep them out of there.
Offensively, in the past, you've had guys that's been pretty good shooters from mid-range, from deep, on dribble drive kicks, being able to spread the floor and be patient against teams. Is that the kind of offensive philosophy we continue to see out of your ball club here tonight?
It is. We're not going to change our philosophy. I personally feel like we have some kids that can shoot, maybe not as good as some of our teams in the past. I don't have a Jalen McCoy or a Brandon or Chris Beam, or I don't have a slasher like Michael Chester, but I think I do have some kids that can be percentage shooters if we're shooting an inside-out three or a three that's within our offense that we want. We don't need to take a quick three and play at a fast pace because it's not who we are or what we do. So in terms of what you're going to see offensively, it's basically the same thing we've done in years past, maybe just a little bit slower version.
Okay, Coach, finally, what about the health of the team? You mentioned some guys and talked about them kind of being a walking mash unit right now, but the overall health of your team and what your starting lineup looks like.
Our health is not very good at all. I've got 3 starters out. Jacob Robinson with mono, Sterling Michael with a bad back, and Sam Gasper home with the flu. But our starting lineup tonight will be a freshman, Mason Carter, a senior, Dylan Behan, a junior, Micah Franklin, a sophomore, Brennan Urton, and a junior, Joey Robinson.
Coach, you're always so kind with your time and joining us here on our pregame. Whenever these two clubs get together, we wish you all the best, and we'll see what you guys come up with tonight.
I appreciate you having us, Misty. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Coach Doc Nash here on our Senator Tip-Off pregame show. Stick with us. We'll have more in a moment. You're listening to the Senators and Braves on Salem's 1220.
Caring people make the difference. You can feel it the minute you walk into Salem Crossing. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers and solutions and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Salem Crossing, visit ASCSSeniorCare.com or call 812-883-1877. That's 812-883-1877.
Welcome back as we continue on with more of this special pregame coverage tonight as the Senators prepare to take on the Braves here at home as we get ready to wrap up the final stretch here of the regular season for the boys. But we're joined now by a special guest on our pregame in the midst of our countdown to the tip tonight, and that is Athletic Director Philip Bausman. And we brought him on so that he could share some much desired information for fans who maybe didn't get a chance to hear any details yet of what's going on this weekend with the girls regional. Of course, the girls claiming the sectional 62 crown at Edinburgh this past Saturday night, setting them up for a date with Tecumseh on Saturday morning over at the Hawks Nest at French Lick. Coach, thanks for giving us some time here tonight on the pregame. Just I'll let you start by giving some general information. You went to the regional meeting over at French Lick today, so just pass along what you think fans need to know.
We'll play the second game. It's scheduled for noon, but we'll play as soon as the first game gets over. They'll clean the floor and set a 20-minute warm-up, have a lineups, and we'll play. So there's a chance, that we could play as early as 11:45. So that 12 o'clock time is kind of an estimated time. So I would plan on being there for a tip-off by at least 11:45. Pre-sale tickets are in the office now for $10. That'll get you the morning and the night session, so all 3 games. If you purchase a ticket at the door, you're only going to get the $7 ticket. That'll cover that morning. And if we're fortunate enough to win, you'd have to purchase another one that night. So best bet's just to come in and buy a $10 ticket. So, that's the gist of it from a ticket standpoint, game time. I believe the plan is to wear the blue sectional championship shirts that Link's clothing and shoes made. For the girls, they support the team every year that we win sectional titles, regionals, and provide shirts for the teams and the coaches and give money back to the school. So they've already given the girls their shirts and coaches on Saturday night. They've got them for sale up at the store, and that's the plan, is for everyone to wear those on Saturday. And again, they are giving money back to each shirt that's purchased. They're giving it back to the program. And then Saturday morning, the girls are going to come in for breakfast around 8:30. Bus is planning on leaving school about 9. And talked to Claude. He's going to give us a police escort over there. Or we'd like to get a caravan to follow the girls over when they leave at 9. If everybody wants to come in about 10 till 9, we're going to line the lobby, give them a send-off as they load the bus. Everybody get in their vehicles and then follow the bus over with the large caravan. So, it's little things like that that make this time of year, time of playing that sports, little incentive, adds a little bit of excitement to it. Whenever you remember the caravans, you remember the team meals, the going over and practicing whenever you got to go over and have a sectional or regional practice. It's all the little things that add to winning a championship, I think, that brings out, some extra memories for the kids, but it also brings those memories for the community. So we hope to see a lot of support Saturday morning for the girls when they're on their send-off, and then over there Saturday morning for the first round game.
And obviously, like you said, those little things add up and they're memories that last a lifetime. And I know that in the past, the fans of Senator Nation have been good about coming out supporting the ball clubs that have these send-offs, these caravans, whether it's going to a game, coming back home to celebrate a championship. But you bring up the caravan, which is probably a good choice, a good option for many of the fans Saturday morning that don't care to go over and watch that first game because of the parking situation. Of course, we were supposed to hold the regional this year. That kind of got pulled out from underneath of us, but just talk to us a little bit about what you know as far as parking availability over there.
Yeah, they've got the big lot that's closer down to the road. As soon as you go through the light, turn left, then turn immediately right, that big lower lot, but you've got quite a walk to get up to the school. If you get there early, then you get the parking that's directly across the main entrance of the gym. So those are the two main lots that, are connected with the school. They've got the one over at the plant that's across the street, but it's really not designated parking for the regional. The parking between the tennis courts and I guess that would probably be considered north end of the building, that little lot is reserved parking. So you're really going to have the lot that's, like I say, the lower lot down there by the Larry Bird's little building, or the lot across the road right from the main entrance. So that's your two main spots to be able to park. So going over in the caravan will get you there earlier. Our plan is to be there a little bit before that first game, so the girls can experience that, watch that, hopefully calm their nerves a little bit. And then, like I say, if we can get our crowd rolling in with us, that would, just some added incentive for the girls, I think, excitement to see the support that they'll have.
And before we let you go, Coach, here on the pregame, just give us a sense of this Tecumseh team. Pretty good record, I believe 18-5 coming into regional play, but what you know about them here early in the week?
Coach Russell kind of fills me in. These last few weeks I've not had a lot to do with practice and stuff, and him and Coach Ingram's been taking care of all that, so we've talked a little bit. I've looked up just a little from a record standpoint and tried to make some comparisons in their opponents, but they're 18-5, lost to 5 really good teams. One of the most common, Springs Valley, they had beaten by about 8 or 9 regular season, and beat them by about 14 in the tournament. Springs Valley had beaten us by 4 at their place without Sarah Stice. So, I think that's a pretty good comparable. I do know they got a couple bigs. The Oxley girl, it's a freshman. She's about 5'10", and then another big that's 5'10". Guard play is sound. If you've got to pick a strength, it's going to be their bigs inside. So we got a good test with that, I feel like, Saturday, and I thought we played extremely smart defensively. And that's what it'll come down to in this type of, at this point in the year now, when you're playing for titles, you're playing with a lot of emotion. Sometimes your offense can be really up and down based on emotion, but your defense is something you can always control. So I feel like defensively, if we're going to win a regional, and right now you take it one game at a time, if we're going to win Saturday morning, it's going to come down to defense. As well as we played offensively at Edinburgh, we played that much better defensively. So we're going to have to be able to control them inside, rebound, and have good help side defense, I think, on their bigs inside. And then on the other end, just be smart and shoot the ball well.
Coach Bousman joins us here to give us some information from the athletic department. getting you set for Saturday's regional action. For the girls, wanted to get that out to you guys as soon as possible this week, and no better way than to let him do it after coming back from the regional meeting today. Coach, we appreciate the time, and we'll see what the boys can get done tonight.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity here. As the girls, we want to be playing our best at the end of the year, and I think the boys are right now. They're playing really well. We've got an extremely tough schedule, and I think we've got 5 games here that we have an opportunity, to do some damage here in these final 5 games and use that as a springboard going into sectional. And, I think this group of boys has the same opportunity as these girls to pull off a sectional championship. So, I think tonight is that kickstart to this, end of this season, final 5-game run, and then carry that into the tournament.
Coach Bousman joins us here on our Senator Tip-Off pregame show and countdown to the tip. We appreciate the time as always, and stick with us. We'll have more of our pregame in a moment. You're listening to the Senators and Braves tonight on 1220.
Caring people make the difference. You can feel it the minute you walk into Meadowview Health and Rehabilitation. Experts in long-term care. Not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers, solutions, and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Meadowview, visit ascseniorcare.com or call 812-883-4681. That's 812-883-4681.
Welcome back to the Ron Smith Court. Claude just turned around to ask if I had my ducks. I've got 8 of them here, and if you remember the last home game, Coach Gibson and I talked about this. We kind of broke down, analyzed the game footage. Been on the struggle bus as of late, like our boys, maybe from deep shooting the ball, and decided that maybe it was best if on the next go around, which would be tonight, if I don't wait on everybody else to basically get finished. Maybe I'm first out there and then I play the odds with shuffleboard to see if somebody can knock me off.
I decided maybe this time you go chuck them up early and often. That's, I think, just so you don't have as many landmines to maneuver around. But we'll see. I think you're due. You're due to come away with some moolah today.
And I did get a ticket for a half-court shot. Now, I hadn't done this, so it could be major moolah we're talking about here at the end of this one tonight. We shall see.
Means you're buying the White Castles for regional, I think, what that means, if you win those.
Breakfast and or lunch. So we'll see. Time to bring you tonight's Keys 3, brought to you by Eddie Gilstrap Motors, just south of the square in Salem. First and foremost for the Senators tonight, we kind of touched on this at the very open. It's got to be laser focused tonight for the Senators right out of the gate. They cannot look past this shattered Borden roster and think that this game is already in hand. We have not had the kind of play to go in with that kind of mindset. Secondly, I think we got to bring the heat. We talked about it as well in the open. We got to come out tonight, try to expose them a little bit, I think, early, try to come out, dictate tempo, and maybe try to actually speed up a very youthful, small roster for Borden. And then third and finally, based on the fact that it's a small, youthful roster, we've really got to be able to punish people in the paint tonight. Take advantage. You even heard Doc talk about it on his pregame. He's worried, quote, about his little guys getting destroyed on the glass. We have to impose our will with Sanford, with Jake. Let them be physical. Force maybe some double downs, and maybe that'll clear up some space on the perimeter for guys like Parker, Holden, Caden Abels as well. And those are our keys to victory, brought to you by Eddie Gilstrap Motors, just south of the square in Salem. Stop in and check out their full line of new and certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot just south of the square. They're located at 207 South Main Street. Stop in to see a sales associate or call them at 812-883-3401. Some final pregame notes as we count down on this extended pregame show here tonight. series the last 30 years. This will actually be the 53rd meeting over the past 30 years or so between these two ball clubs, between sectional, holiday tourney, and regular season meetings. Senators lead the series 30-22, and the Senators have won 3 of the last 5. Of course, they last played back on December 14th on this very floor in holiday tourney play as they dismantled Doc's full roster back in December by a score of 59-30, and then the rout Holden and Parker combined for 23 total. Holden with 13, Parker with 10. Should be a fun one.
That's right. If I remember right, it was actually
This time, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to please rise. The flag is on the east end of the gymnasium. Everyone join in as Hannah Ledgerwood sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The national anthem as we come back inside the friendly confines. You've already heard from Coach Sullivan, from Coach Nash. You've even heard from Coach Bausman giving you some information on Saturday's girls regional action over at Springs Valley High School. And now the moment you've really been waiting for as we get ready to tip things off tonight. Let's bring you tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Eddie Gilstrap Motors just south of the square in Salem. First for Doc Nash and the Borden Braves. Doc 185 and 115 in his 18th year at Borden. Of course, a state championship run all the way to Banker's Life back in 2013 to his credit. This team, though, struggling offensively. They only average 38.5, but they give up 57.8 per game. Their last outing was on Saturday afternoon. It was a 55-33 blowout loss to Springs Valley at home, their 8th consecutive loss. Again, their last win coming back on December 29th over the Milan Indians. Coming in with a record of 3-15, 0-5 was their record this year in the Southern Athletic Conference. Number 24, Micah Franklin will start at one guard. He's 5'8" and a junior. He'll be joined in the backcourt by number 4, Mason Carter, a 5'5" sophomore. Also in the trio in the backcourt will be number 3, Dylan Bahan, a 5'9" senior, to round out the guard play for Coach Nash and the Braves. Up front, 35, Brennan Urton, a 6-foot sophomore, and he'll be joined on the other block by 21, a 5'10" junior, Joey Robinson, for Doc Nash's Borden Braves. Now for Clayton Sullivan, 6-12 in his first year. His Senators average 56.2, and they give up 56.9. Their last outing, a 60-44 loss over at Scottsburg on Saturday afternoon. His team 6-12 overall, 1-4 in the Patoka Lake Athletic Conference. Holden Bausman will start at the point. 6'1" and a sophomore. Holden averages just a shade under 14 points per game, 6 rebounds and 5 assists per contest. Number 11, Caden Abels, is a 5'9" senior. He'll start at the 2 spot. 6.6 points per game, 1.5 rebounds, and just over 2 assists per contest. Number 12, Parker Green, 6'1" and a sophomore, will be the point forward. He averages 14.9 per game to lead the team. just under 5 rebounds and 3 assists as well on the season. On the blocks, 24, Harrison Sanford, a 6'3 junior, will start at 1 forward, 7.6 points per game, his average, and 6.5 boards. He also averages 1 block per ball game. And 32, Jacob Big Dog Strange, a 6'5 sophomore, starts at the other forward at 9.5 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 block per contest for Coach Sullivan and the Senators. Senators in their home white threads, their Under Armour unis trimmed in red and blue with the flying W down the side with blue letters and numerals trimmed in red. The Braves of Borden High School in their road black uniforms trimmed in red and white with red letters and numerals trimmed in white as well. Tonight's Indiana High School Athletic Association officials, Mr. Steve Eicher, David Yuri, and Gary Tyree. As we get things underway, ball ping-pongs around off the tip, and Borden will actually control it to start things off as the Senators, as always, here in the friendly confines, open up play, moving from left to right on your WSLM 1220 AM dial. Out front with the basketball, Urton trying to get to the rack, able to, but could not finish at point-blank range. So dry trip for the first time for Doc Nash's club as he hops up off the bench now and talk his guys up defensively. Half minute gone by. Misty Jones alongside of Mark Gibson. Glad to have you along with us here tonight. As underneath, Jake Strange goes to work. We talked about one of the keys to victory. Could we punish them in the paint? Could we speed the tempo? And right now, trying to do both as we fed Jake for the first 2 of the night. And now the Senators apply some full court pressure off the make.
Yeah, I was wondering, you know, when we were trying to get back into the Scottsburg game, we put that pressure on, and it seemed to be pretty effective at times. I was wondering if we see that this game as well.
By the way, the JV club picks up their 7th win, so maybe a sign of thanks to come for the varsity, who's been searching for number 7 for quite some time. Again, the Senators have lost 4 in a row. Braves have lost 8 in a row, so someone's bound to break a streak here tonight as the JV wins 52-28 to move their record to 7-11 on the year. Urton has it poked away from behind. Jake could not handle a little fastball coming out of the hands of Urton as it was tipped away by Harrison on the back tap. 6:40 to go first quarter. Being glad to have you along with us tonight. Busy week for us. So we got tonight's home game, then we'll travel back over in the land of UCLA, Upper Crothersville, Lower Austin, as we will take on the Tigers on the road Friday night. The boys in action, and then we'll come back and be ready to bring you coverage of regional championship action on Saturday morning from the Hawks Nest in French Lick.
Braves
With a
being
2-0 lead early.
very patient here, like we knew they.
Franklin with it on the back cut, little give and go, tries to maneuver against Green, has a shot blocked, and had it blocked a second time, and we'll see a quick substitution here. Jaden Roberts, a 6'1 sophomore, will check in quickly here for Coach Nash's ball club, and Doc gonna bend the ear of Micah Franklin, his 5'8 junior guard underneath.
Parker did a nice job, 2 blocks on that, but we needed somebody to grab the rebound.
Dylan Mahan with it out front, one of the few seniors on this roster. Gets it over in the corner. Joey Robinson with it. Kicks it back out again. This is a depleted roster right now for Coach Nash and his guys. He's got Gasper at home with the flu. The other Robinson in the lineup, his best all-around player, probably Jacob Robinson, out with mono. And the scoring sensation, the freshman Sterling Michael, that impressed me in the holiday tourney, out with back issues. As we'll have a Senator foul underneath. This will go on Parker Green, which will be his first. And again, first team foul and first foul of the night for either ball club. And the Braves going to turn this one over. Harrison gets it, races to the other end, scoops it off the window for 2. And the Senators out to a 4-0 advantage here to start things off.
That's the big thing. They're being patient. We can't just say, okay, that's Abel knocks it back out of bounds too. We got to keep the pressure up, is what I'm saying. You know, the first time we played, it was close in the first quarter, but we kept pressure, and you saw that lead just start to balloon and balloon.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here, opening quarter of play. Senators reset with a little double nickel look, little full court man-to-man pressure as they match up, and Abel's forces Mason Carter, the 5'5 sophomore, down the sideline where he toes the line for turnover number 2 of the night.
Holden did a nice job of getting a deflection on that inbounds, which caused the ball to go over by the sideline. So good. I love to see the pressure.
So
Holden will reset it out top. Abels has it right side, looks in the post. It's Strange, bumped off the block by Joey Robinson. Holden now rises, fires, 14-foot jumper inside the elbow, left side would not go. Parker Green there, though, to clean up the rebound on the offensive glass. We talked about that as well in the pregame. Could the Senators control the boards and really crash hard off of misses at the offensive end? And Parker does so, and he's rewarded with a trip to the stripe here early. 5:06 to go, first quarter of play, and the Senators ahead 4-0.
That's one thing. You know, Doc's never had just a tremendously, tall team, but they've always been very good rebounders. So yeah, we need to control the glass.
Parker to the free throw line, 60 of 84 on the year coming into tonight for just 71%. His average has dipped considerably. Misses the first one, a little more of a bend in the knees, and able to get that one to go. So make it now a 5-0 spurt to start the game for the Senators as full court pressure is applied once again for Coach Sullivan's ball club. 3 minutes gone by opening period. Holden being very physical in the backcourt against Urton. 5 count on. They'll finally break pressure, get it to the sophomore, Carter, and then he'll give it up out top. Fresh into the ball game, as we said, Jaden Roberts. He controlled it out front momentarily, and then the sophomore has it stripped away, and off the steal, Abels loses the handle, and he'll be whistled for a travel. I'm not sure why he didn't just try to go up with it in traffic.
And wasn't able to handle the pass from Sanford. Sanford 2 steals already, so he's been using his length to his advantage.
So Franklin got an earful on his first visit to the Pine tonight from Coach Nash. He comes back in and replaces the struggling sophomore guard, Mason Carter. Urton with it, out top, gives it up to Robinson, back to Urton it goes. Now over to Jaden Roberts. Roberts with it, back out top to Robinson. Patience on this trip, and their half-court motion set. Nearing the halfway point of this opening period of play. Roberts with it in the corner to Robinson. Back to Roberts we go. They continue to work it around the horn and burn some time here. Urton stops, turns around. Jumper will not go from 16 feet away at the elbow. Offensive rebound tracked down by Robinson. Back to Urton. He misses a second shot. Now we'll have an over-the-back foul. And I believe they're going to get Jaden Roberts for this one. They will indeed. That'll be his first team foul number 1 on the Braves. See substitutions
Early
here.
subs. Well, that, but they've used so much clock on the offense, but it's already halfway through the first quarter, 3:57 to go.
So Bobby Stevens will check in, a 5'9" sophomore at 2.5 points per game, as well as junior forward 6'1" Chase Farmer, at just under 1 point per game underneath. Harrison, wild shot, would not go for him in traffic. Rebound ping-pongs off to Bobby Stevens, who had it poked away for a moment by Franklin. It'll stay on this end. Good hustle by Bobby and company on the offensive glass once more. 3:40 to go. 5-0 your score early as the Senators and Braves get tangled up one more time this year. Again, a 59-30 win for the Senators back on December 14th in that first meeting. 3.5 to go. Ball back into play in the half-court set. Double cutter through the high post. Now a screen and roll option. Holden tries to feed it to Harrison. Ball thrown away, though. Turnover number 2 on the night. Holden's first turnover of the ball game underneath. Robinson had it swatted away by Holden. And a great effort to chase down the swat. Jaden Roberts come up with it. And then he is fouled on his way back to the hoop before the shot. So this one will go on Holden. Second time around. This will be team foul number 2 already for the Senators. Both teams with a couple of personals whistled against them. Out front, Bayhand with it, gives it up to Franklin. He's forced to give it up out top, and now they'll swing it around the perimeter once more. 3 minutes to go, first quarter of play, 5-0, Senators in front. They've been the aggressor thus far underneath. Urton misses another bunny. Coach Nash keeps telling them good. He likes what he sees, but they just cannot connect. Farmer misses a layup, and now we'll have an over-the-back foul. Farmer had the good look underneath. Could not finish in traffic, and then Harrison will get the over-the-back call. But again, you got to like the hustle and the relentless play of our guys getting after it on the glass.
We're trying to keep it aggressive. You know, Gordon's doing a nice job of just swinging the ball back and forth, trying to get us, you know, in a bad rotation or something, but we're staying aggressive.
2:48 to go, first quarter of play. Doc Nash will burn a 30-second timeout. That'll give us our first opportunity of the night to go for station identification. We'll pause 10 seconds. You're listening to the Senators and Braves on WSLM.
When you're listening to IU Sports, you need to be locked in on WSLM 97.9 FM, your home for IU Sports.
Out of a 30-second timeout, 2:48 to go. First quarter of play just underway here in the friendly confines. Little midweek matchup here. Tuesday night basketball hoops action as the Senators and Braves going at it once more. Former sectional foes as well. Ball poked away. Holden deflects it on the inbounds pass as Urton tried to feed Franklin. They'll reset again. A little diamond press break. Try to get it back to the inbounder. Can't do it, so Franklin will let everybody clear out and work it against Stevens now in the backcourt. Was talking to Doc before the ball game, coach before the JV ball game even, while they were warming up. And man, does he ever like the hustle and effort by Bobby, although he's not always the offensive or defensive threat we'd like for him to be. He just likes Bobby's hustle, his grit and determination out there on the floor.
Right, and that's what Bobby's going to give you hustle. He's going to give you rebounds. That's one thing he's just got to work on a little bit more is his lateral quickness. You know, obviously straight line, super fast, but need to work a little bit on his lateral quickness.
Said he would take 100 of them if he could. And, you know, people think, well, Bobby's so fast on the football field. Why can't he? It's different.
It is different.
It's
a lot
different footwork, different foot speed. People, just the average fan may not understand what that means, but it's a much different style of play and footwork and speed and quickness. As underneath, Holden's able to find Harrison. Nice speed off the feed from the baseline.
Now I got another deflection to Bobby.
Bobby gets the steal, misses, puts it back up, and he'll be fouled on his way back up. So turnover number 4 of the night for the Braves leads to a layup opportunity for Bobby that he could not finish. But on his rebound attempt, he gets hacked on shot number 2 on this possession, minute 52 to go. 7-0. And Doc talking these guys up here during the free throws, and Bobby had not shot a free throw in the past, I don't know how many games. It had been a long time. Just 7 of 9 on the year for 78%, and you could tell it's been a while for him in a ball game since he shot a free throw because he threw up a brick on the first one.
Yeah, I don't think
he
he
connects
shot
on
one
this.
Before the Scottsburg tournament, or since after, you know, I think it was before he left to go up
It's
north.
been several games for sure as Bobby nearly comes up with another steal, and that's the kind of hustle and effort that Doc's talking about when he says, I'd like to have 100 of him.
Yeah, he's all over the place right now, and that's what we got to have out of him. Like I said, obviously him and Farmer aren't going to be big scorers off the bench, but this is the stuff that they can do.
Franklin gives it up in the corner to Robinson. Now back high post. Roberts had his pass deflected away. Back out to Urton, and then Urton loses the handle. Turnover number 5 already in this first period of play for the Braves. $1:35 to go in the quarter. Out front, Parker controls, trying to shake Urton. Gives it up now left side to Holden, picked up by Franklin on the perimeter. Braves in the man-to-man defense here in this first period of play. As Parker tries to spin in the post, had it knocked away. Great hustle by his guys. Franklin on the floor with Jaden Roberts, who poked it away from Parker on the little spin move. We'll see Abels and Strange hop back up off the bench and come right back in, and Parker will have a break out of frustration, kind of shakes his head after that last possession. Harrison will get a well-deserved breather also. With 80 seconds to go in the quarter, Holden to inbound, midway down the Borden bench, tosses it into Abels. Should have gave it right back. He had a 3 if he wanted it, and Abels instead backs it out. Abels with it in the corner, standing and looking, got caught looking, had it deflected by Roberts. Quick hands 2 times in a row for Roberts, and this time forces the turnover.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
3rd turnover of the night already
got to
for
come
West
in
Washington.
with a little bit more focus than that.
They try to feed it to Franklin. Ball was deflected and intercepted. Bobby runs it down to Holden. 3, left side, couldn't get it to go. In and out, no good. Rebound fought for, and Roberts tries to come away with it. Instead, it's Farmer. Farmer now chase it down in the backcourt, and they'll say over and back on West Washington as Farmer had it momentarily in the front court. He thought it may have been poked away. That'll be turnover number 4 for the Senators. 52.8 to play. 8-0. Low-scoring first quarter of play, so the scoring pace right now definitely what Doc likes to see, but he's got to be able to muster something on the board on his side as Franklin called for the palm underneath, turns it back over to the Senators. Turnover number 7, 49.6 to go, and you know, sometimes you look at a coach like Doc and you say, this guy's been to the top of the mountain. He's been to the pinnacle of 1A basketball, won a state title. Are you surprised he hasn't moved on? For me, yes. But you know what? This is the kind of stuff, coaching groups like this that's struggling, that still drive you, I think, that as a
Right.
competitor, that molds you, and it even makes you better once you do get a crop of students that come along or athletes that come along that kind of match some of the same talent base that you've had in the past.
Absolutely. I think, like I said, he's more animated. I think right now today, knowing that his team's struggling. He's without some guys. He's always animated, and you always hear him. But I think he's even more so tonight than he was during the holiday tournament.
And on the inbounds play, a rare and one opportunity for Chase Farmer. We just talked about him and Bobby not necessarily being scoring threats. Chase averages just under a point a game. Bobby at 2.2 points per game. Farmer goes to the free throw line to finish off the and one opportunity and cannot. He makes it, though, 10-0 here as we near the end of the first period of play. Franklin out front, dumps it off underneath, and Urton finally breaks the scoring drought here to start the game for the Braves. With about 18 seconds to go in this first quarter, Holden has it, gives it to Abels in the corner, back to Holden. 5 seconds to go. Gonna have to do something with it. He tries to lob it to Strange, and Jake caught standing flat-footed, could not rise up to get it even with his long reach, and that's a 5th turnover of the quarter already for the Senators with 3.1 to go. See what kind of exchange here we get. A little slip screen and run for the Braves. They'll screen for Franklin. They'll release him. 2 seconds. 1, he'll have to heave it up, and does not as time expires, and Coach Doc Nash will go to the draw.
Temple & Temple has a long history of being a reliable contractor that provides a superior service. Established in 1948, two brothers, Walter Temple and Howard Temple, founded this company with a commitment to quality and a knack for doing that which others couldn't. After being in business for 70 years, Temple & Temple still holds true to the ideals of its founder, providing unique solutions to even the toughest problems. Temple & Temple has found there is no substitute for experience and a tradition of excellent work. Excavating, paving, concrete work, and bridge work are just a few of the categories the company has worked within over the years. No matter what the challenge, Temple & Temple will find the answer for your solution.
Senators will come out of the quarter break, and they will actually have the rock to start the second period of action. If you remember, the tip got ping-ponged around and into the hands of a Borden Brave to start things out. So Senators get it to start the second, 10-2. 10-0 run to start the game for the Senators as they put the clamps down on Borden early and often. Second quarter, though, gets underway. Senators with the basketball, and they'll open up the period with a turnover. There's 6 already of the half. And the last thing you want to do, Coach, is give a struggling team any glimmer of hope. And with 6 turnovers, you're doing that.
Yeah, they're playing. They came out 1-3-1, and we're getting the ball in the wrong spaces. Like Bobby had nowhere to go down there on the baseline.
So Doc willing to throw everything but the kitchen sink at West Washington in this first half. Changing things up out of the quarter. 7:43 to go into the free throw line is Jaden Roberts, the 6'1 sophomore, knocks down his first point of the night. Makes it now 10-3. 10-4. Check it as he's able to knock them both down. Rattles that second one home. 6 turnovers for the Senators thus far. 7 for the Braves. And they come back to that half-court trap again. Little 1-3-1 action with Roberts out top. Holden fires left side, well short. About a foot short of the rim. Rebound fought for, and it will stay with West Washington. See substitutions here. Parker Green will check back in with Sanford. Holden will have a seat off the missed three-pointer, as well as junior Chase Farmer. He'll take a breather as well. 7:28 to go. Second quarter of play from West Washington High School. Senators lead the Braves 10-4. Bobby has it out front. Stevens out there with Abels as he knocks down the big three. Kate's got his first 3 points of the night from downtown. Again, Abels and Stevens out there with Green, Strange, and Sanford right now on the floor. Robinson has it out front, gives it back to Roberts now left side, looks at the post at a cutter, little flex cut for Urton. He gets it, then loses the handle, has it poked away. Turnover number 8, to the other end we go as nice moves on the floor. Sanford spun, got into the paint, had it stripped away for turnover number 7 themselves. And on the kick out, Urton fires 3. That one in and out, no good. Bobby pulls down the strong defensive rebound. Urton's had several good looks here thus far and just cannot get anything to drop. Minute and a half gone by here in the second. Back to more of a condensed 1-3-1 look. They'll drop a guy down on help side in the corner, forces Sanford to kick it out to Green, who missed the 3. And the rebound was tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Strange, and it'll go back to the Braves with 6:26 to go and a 13-4 lead for the boys in white.
Actually tipped by Borden now.
Braves to inbound. They'll get it into Franklin. He'll work against a double team and have it stripped away from behind. Turnover number 9. Avels comes up with the steal. Harrison now throws it back cross court to Parker. Gets into the high post. Had it poked away. Turnover number 8 for the Senators, and we have got to take care of the rock. That's all there is to it. You cannot continue to give a struggling team, I'm not going to say a bad team, but a struggling team in Borden this opportunity, Coach.
Yeah, and, you know, for some reason that's a couple turnovers on Parker. He doesn't seem like he's super focused, but, you know, he's going to take a seat now, too. Holden comes back in. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, we've talked about it. This is the stretch that you start playing for section. You know, obviously they're struggling, but this is also the kind of tempo that we've struggled with all year long.
Dot goes to a high 1-4 set on this possession. They missed a little pick and slip out front. Bobby will be called for the bump. Steve Eichert with the whistle. The foul on Bobby will be team foul number 6 already as they start to mount up for Bobby, his first of the game. Braves have committed 5 personals as they get it into Bayhan, and he has it poked away from behind by Stevens. Team's trading turnovers right now. That's already 10 for the Braves. Holden back in with it right side, gives it up to Sanford. Pump fake, dribble drive, and a charge.
Where Jake shouldn't even be, if we're not going to use him, I mean, Jake hasn't touched the ball forever, and he's 5 inches taller than anybody that they have.
Harrison on the dribble drive gets called for the charge. That also is a turnover. In a game like this, why are your bigs even out on the perimeter dribble driving, Coach? Why are we not pinning guys?
With this type of height advantage, we should be, those Sanford and Strange should be down on the block, and we should be getting them the ball.
I do not understand why you have post players who are not going to use them and put their butts on the block to pin the defender, especially when you have the decisive advantage. 2.5 gone by, second quarter, 13-4. And the Senators now trying to work it defensively, getting another stop, or trying to, as Robinson will let a 3 fly. That shot's no good, but he chases down his own miss, and they'll cycle back through again. Bobby pressuring out front with Holden, Abels, Farmer, and Strange, one of the smaller lineups on the floor right now for the Senators. Franklin with it out top. Right back to Carter, the 5'5 sophomore, who struggled early and is back into the game. Senators trying to force the tempo here. Nice little backdoor feed. And a nice, beautiful pass as Carter got it on the back door. And he dumped it off to Jaden Roberts after the help side slid over. And Roberts now has 4 of the team's 6. 13-6 your score. And now a blocking foul on the baseline. Coach Nash thought his guy was in position to take the charge against Holden. And this foul will go against Micah Franklin as he picks up his second personal. Now each team ready for the bonus on the next Borden foul. Senators,
I almost thought that they were going to give us the shooting foul on that. But
Senators with 7 fouls on them already, so Borden in the bonus. Next one on the Braves. We'll have us in the bonus as well. In that foul on Franklin, his second already in the quarter. Deep 3 for Holden. On left side, Jake, big offensive rebound, back up and in. Jake has his second basket. 15-6. Timeout on the floor for Coach Sullivan. It's a full timeout with 4:16 to go before the half. And the Senators.
Lynx Clothing and Shoes carries a wide variety of items from name brand clothing and shoes to sports apparel and sporting goods. We offer custom screen printing and embroidery, free gift wrapping, alternations, and layaway. Our hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5:30, Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 5. We are conveniently located on the north side of the Salem Square. We are a family-owned and operated business. Stop by and see us today. 812-883-4154.
Back out of the timeout for the Senators with 4:16 to go. Coach Sullivan burns his first timeout of the night. Doc's burned a 30. Clayton's burned a full. And we're ready to get set here as it'll be Braves basketball out of the timeout. Franklin comes and gets it, and he'll walk it up. He'll be met a timeline by the senior, Caden Abels. Half-court man-to-man defense for the Senators in this set again as Carter controls across the way. They spin it around now on the perimeter to Urton, who gets it right back from Roberts. High post feed now to Joey Robinson, back out to Carter as they continue to work it around the perimeter. Doc parks out directions to his team. Urton has it off the dribble. Little runner will go from the elbow, and now he's getting his guys a little pumped. That's Urton's second basket, and just like that, Coach, it's 15-8 in a game that shouldn't be that close, but we've given the rock up 9 times. Little 1-2-2 half-court zone look for the Senators, and Abels tries to answer with a 3. It will not go. Rebound comes off to Holden. Nice thread of the needle underneath to Jake. He blows a wide-open layup, and the Braves fighting for the rebound. And I think we're going to get a Borden foul. We will. This one will be on 5'5" sophomore Mason Carter trying to battle amongst the trees.
Just go up, Jake. There was the power dribble and the pump fake. It wasn't necessary. Just go up with it.
Coach, I'm really perplexed here in this first half of play by some of our decisions by our guys in the half court as Farmer goes to the line, misses the front end of the bonus off of team foul number 7 for the Braves. Coming up on 3 minutes to go here in the half. Out front with the basketball. Urton has it again, has that little running, floating jump shot.
Oh, he traveled.
Out front, Urton picked up by Stevens. It's a high ball screen. Now he'll try to turn the corner, makes a bump, didn't get the basket. Dave Geary with the whistle. And we'll have yet another Senator foul. This will be team foul number 8. This one will go on Stevens. That'll be his second. Again, each team in the bonus now for the final 3 minutes plus of the half. 8th personal against the Senators. Bobby second. And to the line, the Braves go. Urton to the stripe. Goes that line, lets it fly, and it's smooth as silk. He's got 5. Him and Roberts doing all the scoring damage thus far. Make it now 15-9.
And Borden, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Senators, what are we, 2 of 6?
Yeah. Surprise, surprise. Substitutions there. Stevens checks out. Harrison on the bench as well. So it's Jake, Parker, Caden, Holden, and Chase out there right now. Back to the 1-3-1 more three-quarter court. Burt knocked them both down. And the Braves have all the momentum right now. 15-10, closest it's been in some time. They force a steal. Turnover number 10 for the Senators into the other end. Layup would not go for Roberts. Rebound. This lady Coach, it's been like an ice pick in my ear all night. Was in the JV game, and here it comes again. She was about ready to lose her mind, but the Braves control it. Little three-man stack opposite of the ball, and they'll weave a guy around. They'll get it to Urton. Back out to the Carter, the sophomore. Urton controls it once, 2.5 to play before the break. Carter has it, feeds it underneath. Nice look to Roberts. They'll kick it back out to Franklin. He'll let a three fly. That one long and off the mark, no good. And Holden tracks it down off the defensive glass, coming up on the 2-minute warning. 15-10. Doc's guys hanging tough here on the road. Holden misses the floater. Roberts pulls down the board. And Doc says, hey, let's slow this thing down. We've got it right where we want it.
Right. Holden struggling. 0 for 2 inside the arc, 0 for 3. Parker missed his only shot.
Franklin controls it out front against Abels. Little run and jump now. He loses the handle, gives it up quickly to Roberts. He spins. Farmer tries to flop and take a charge. No whistle there. Robinson gives it back to Urton, to Roberts. He'll kick it back out to Urton. And Doc says, just hold it and slow it up here a little bit. He likes where his guys are at right now in this one. Again, 15-10. Minute and a half to go. Roberts has it back to Urton again. Holden comes out to apply pressure. Two-man game, a pitch and catch between Roberts and Urton as they finally send it across to Robinson. High post speed, kick out. Franklin, pump fake, steps into an 8-foot jumper, overshoots it. Shot over the moon for Franklin. Nothing but air. 70 seconds to go. Senators slow it up. They give it to Abels. Right back to Green, left side, underneath to Strange, and he loses the handle, but he'll be bumped and fouled from behind. And if they call this on Franklin, that will be his third. We'll see what Steve Eichert has to say. 62 seconds to go in the half. And the foul indeed will go on Franklin, his third, team foul number 8. And we'll see Dylan Bayhan, the 5'9" senior, check in for Franklin with the 3 personals. 1:02 to go before the intermission. Senators look a little winded out here as well, Coach.
Like I said, they're winded. I don't think we're playing real strong. Like I said, that guy, the little guy, just knocked Jake right down.
Oh
and
my
he
gosh.
misses.
Another missed free throw. This one for Jake. His first attempt of the night, no good. Just a 65% shooter from the stripe. So turnovers and missed free throws, which has been an issue for us. And against a good team, it's not good whenever that happens, and against a team that's struggling, it's really not good because you give them all the hope in the world, and right now, Borden has it, although they just turned it over for the 11th time and a half.
Before the game, it's like sometimes this is a definite trap game because we know they were struggling coming in. We knew they had guys out. I was like, I just hope we don't come out and just lay an egg because we just think it's already won.
Back to the 1-3-1. Kick ball
We're
out
not
of
playing
bounds.
sharp at all.
No ball fake. 37.1 on the clock. Again, the JV team did pick up win number 7 over Borden, 52-28 in the opener tonight. Varsity guys trying to match and do the same and pick up win number 7. They've been looking for it for quite some time. Underneath. Why are our big guys trying to put it on the deck?
I don't know.
You're putting it down there at the hands, guys that are smaller.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Jake, if he doesn't have the confidence to catch that and shoot a 6-foot jumper, why is he even in the mid
I
post?
mean, he's almost 6'6". Why can't he just take a power step and lay it up off the glass?
Jake's fouled though. He goes back to the free throw line and misses the front end of another bonus opportunity. Team foul number 9. That last one, the second on Roberts.
2 of 8 from the line. 9 turnovers.
Borden nearly turns it over, and now we're going to undercut and foul Roberts. Actually, it may have been Roberts bumping heads with Carter. He's still down on the floor. Check at that's Urton instead, and Doc now will come out to check on his guy. I don't know if he hit his
If I
head.
was Coach Sullivan, I would get these guys into the locker room and I would just lace the walls with them because we are not playing well at all.
You know, Coach Sullivan told me this afternoon that his goal for the guys, he told them, we're holding them under 30 or less, or we may do some conditioning if we can't. But you know what?
Heck, we may hold them to 27 and get beat 27 to 26.
You got that right. You took the words out of my mouth. as Franklin goes to the free throw line.
5 of 5 for these guys. That's you hit your free throws. They're 5 for 5 or 2 of 8.
Farmer picks up his second personal, team foul number 9. Franklin to the free throw line. Gets his first point of the night. Misses the second one. Rebound, though, right off to Robinson, and he gets fouled. It is a simple game, and right now, Doc is showing that with his guys who have struggled. I hope Cassidy Kelter's paying attention down in front of us because she's going to have to rebound a lot better than these boys on Saturday.
Yeah, we're not playing very strong.
Robinson to the free throw line, off with a foul by Farmer. His third, team foul number 10. Bobby Stevens checks in. 12 and a half seconds to play. Robinson looking for his first point of the night. Second free throw is up and good. So back-to-back possessions for the Braves. Gets them close at 15-12. Holden gets it. He'll be bumped out front.
Here's one of those quarters that we talk about all the time. 5 points in the second quarter.
Double bonus opportunity now for Holden, who steps to the line. 42 of 69 on the year for just 61%. Has not scored tonight. Has not attempted a single free throw. First one is up and rattles home. Holden finally into the scorebook. 16-12. Charles Madden, the 5'11 sophomore, going to see some rare minutes here, or seconds rather, in the first half. 7.2 to try to preserve an extra little break here for Parker, who checks out. So Charles in there with Bobby, Holden, Caden, and Jake. First free throw was up and good. Second one rattles home. Holden's got 2.5 now. 7-12. 7.2 on the clock. Borden trying to get it in. They'll finally find Bayhan. Gets it back to Franklin. Beats Bobby off the dribble. Races down, shoots a floater at the buzzer. Tip in will not go by Robinson as well. And Jake will pull down the defensive rebound to bring the first half to a close. 17-12 in a low scoring.
Lynx Clothing and Shoes carries a wide variety of items from name brand clothing and shoes to sports apparel and sporting goods. We offer custom screen printing and embroidery, free gift wrapping, alternations, and layaway. Our hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5:30, Friday 9 to 6, and Saturday 9 to 5. We are conveniently located on the north side of the Salem Square and are a family-owned and operated business. Stop by and see us today. 812-883-4154.
Of both car and truck shoppers, car and truck buyers. And that commitment to customer sales and service continues to pay off. It's more than low prices and incentives and service after the sale. You've been hearing that for the second year in a row, they've been awarded the 2017 Ford President's Award. I mean, to win something that only 340 Ford dealerships across the country out of over 5,000, well, that's pretty special, wouldn't you say? The President's Award is based upon achieving the highest level of customer sales, service satisfaction, and overall experience. And the credit not only goes to manager Steve Motzinger and his entire staff, but to you, the buying public. If you've already purchased a new or pre-owned Ford, car, truck, or SUV from Eddie Gilstrap Motors, you already know what we mean. Congratulations from everyone at WSLM Radio. Eddie Gilstrap Motors, your number one choice. On the web at EddieGilstrapMotorsINC.com.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup. And the crowd is on their feet, and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight, alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sidelines, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
To begin our Senator halftime report, brought to you by McDonald's on South Main Street in Salem. Senators trail it here lead it. They look like they're trailing though here at the halftime break. They lead it 17-12 as we just had our chuck a duck contest. Coach made one out close to the perimeter of the bullseye tonight. I think I like our new strategy, going ahead and letting one fly first, as I'm getting back into the rhythm for a big senior night showdown here. Try to win the season finale as Austin Cooley goes out to shoot the half-court shot.
You also want to let the pot build up as well too.
Yeah, so try to get the Chuck and Duck mojo back for senior night. And on senior night, next Tuesday night, if I heard Claude correctly, it will be $1,000 for the half-court shot next Tuesday night against the Orleans Bulldogs at halftime of the varsity game. So if you're planning on making your way over, it'll be a big night. I know they're having the cheer clinic participants, about 100 girls signed up for that. There'll be a monster crowd, I'm sure, next Tuesday night for senior night. Be sure to get your ticket for your half-court shot. Brought to you by First Harrison Bank. It'll be up to $1,000 next Tuesday night, as the Senators, again, feel like they're trailing it here at the half, not playing very sound basketball through the first 16 minutes of play. They lead it just 17-12 against a struggling Borden team. Borden 3-15 on the year, Senators 6-12. So we'll see here. One streak, like I said, bound to end as Borden has lost 8 in a row. Senators have dropped 4 straight as well. Here at the half for the Borden Braves, let's run down the scoring. Micah Franklin with 1 point at the half on 1 of 2 free throws shooting there at the end of the period. Mason Carter and Dylan Bayhan started but did not tally. Brennan Urton chips in 6 to help pace the attack for the Braves. Joey Robinson with 1 on 1 of 2 free throws shooting also at the end of the first half of play. Jaden Roberts, 4 points for him on the night, a 2-point field goal and 2 of 2 free throws shooting for him, and that's it in the 6-man rotation for Doc Nash's ball club here at the half, who, by the way, shot 6 of 8 from the stripe for 75% in the first 16 minutes of play and turned it over a total of 11 times in the first half of action. Meanwhile, for the West Washington Senators, it has been struggle bus time for them in every aspect, really, of this one. And, you know, we didn't talk about the big three tonight as one of our keys to victory. Maybe I should have kept it at that, because with the last several games we've talked about the big three, when the free throw battle, the rebounding battle, and the turnover battle. And right now, yeah, they've got one more turnover than us, but 10 against a team struggling like this is unnecessary because several of them unforced. Free throw shooting, 4 of 10 and a half, for just a mere 40%. And right now, honestly, a much smaller team giving us all we want and more on the boards shouldn't be the case. But for the Senators at the half, 2 points for Holden Bousman on 2 of 2 free throw shooting right there in the final seconds of the second quarter. Caden Abels with 3 on a 3-pointer made about midway through the second period of action. Parker Green 1 of 2 from the line, not a field goal for him or Parker in that first half. Parker with just the 1 point. Harrison Sanford with 4. Jacob Strange with 4 as well. He is 0 of 2 from the stripe, missed the front end of 2 bonus opportunities there late in the second period. Chase Farmer, Bobby Stevens, and Charles Madden see time off the bench in the first half for Coach Sullivan. Farmer chips in 2 and goes 0 of 2 as well from the stripe. Bobby Stevens just 1 of 2 from the free throw line for his 1 point, and Charles Madden plays sparingly in the final seconds, unable to tally in his short amount of time. But again, the Senators just 4 out of 10 from the stripe in the first half, for 40%, compared to a Borden team that's got there 8 times and knocked down 6 of their 8 attempts. Senators with 10 turnovers, 5 in each quarter. Borden, as we said, 11 turnovers. Most of their damage done, though, in the turnover department in that first quarter where they struggled to score just 2 points, and that coming in the final 20 seconds of play in the period. 7 of their 11 turnovers in that first 8 minutes of action. Coach, you got additional team stats?
Yeah, you're talking about the big three. Yes, they actually have the 1 rebound edge over the Senators through the much taller Senator 13 to 12. They also have 7 offensive rebounds where we only have 6. So, you know, the big three, yeah, they're definitely leading the free throw, and you know, they're pretty close on the turnovers and rebounds, but we should be, you know, way ahead. We're lucky we're shooting well from inside the arc. We're 5 of 11 inside the arc for 46%. Cold from downtown, 1 of 6 from three-point range for 17%, for a total of 6 of 17, 35%. You know, normally when you're shooting 35%, you're struggling. But fortunately for us, Borden's struggling as well. 3 of 15 inside the arc for 20%, 0 for 3 from downtown. They shot just 17%, 3 of 18 from the floor. So we're kind of fortunate in that situation too, or we could find ourselves down in this. And at half, it's 17 to 12. Still a couple minutes. Senators just now getting to the floor, but this will be an interesting second half, because now you just want to come away with the win. Style points don't matter. Now you just want to come away with the win. Obviously, you want to play better in the second half, but we've got to do something. And you know, just looking at some of the body language, you know, I don't know if it's awesome over there, but
I got another word for it.
Not good. But,
I was going to say pitiful.
Guys are, but got another half here to turn it around. Like I said, we do have the 5-point edge, which we need to make sure that come out and play well in the second half and get this streak started with a victory, no matter how it comes.
You know what, Coach?
Because there's been games in this 4-game losing streak where I thought we played well and we get losses. So I'd rather get the win. I don't care. An ugly win is better than a beautiful loss.
Say, you know, you heard Philip, if you heard any of his comments about the boys and the girls, you know, we were talking to him a little bit to give him fans some information about the regional on Saturday, and he mentioned the boys' play and said, you know, he thought the boys were playing well, and he's right. We've had spurts.
Right, it's just that one quarter a lot of the time.
Consistency-wise,
right.
Just some of our decision-making, though, I think is really poor right now, and that's the kind of stuff that'll prove costly at the end of the month when tournament play starts.
Decision-making, or it's a case of we're just trying to do a little too much. Instead of the fundamental play, sometimes we're trying to do a little too much. So feeling pressure, maybe.
And the Braves will start it as we get underway here. Thanks for staying with us throughout our Senator halftime report. Brought to you by McDonald's on South Main Street in Salem. Braves have it to start the quarter. Carter tried to kick it back out to Ert, who had fell to the floor. Turnover number 12. Harrison races to the other end, counted and 1 off the glass. So smooth move for Sanford down the left side. Got the right hand finger roll. He's got 6 now in the ball game. Makes it 19 to 12 out of the gate. Substitution here, so we'll see Zach Knight check in. We've got significant minutes in the JV's loss here to the Senators tonight. Urton will have a seat. We'll get a word from Coach Nash.
He might have got a couple of minutes against us in that first game, too. I had the name down on my sheet, so he got a couple minutes.
And to the free throw line goes Harrison Sanford. He's certainly had his share of struggles, but finished the N1 opportunity. He's got 7 now in the night, make it 20 to 12. And as the Senators try to regain some momentum out of the locker room tonight, cut around the perimeter, making Jake Chase out front. Bayhand with it, picked up by Parker. Right back to Knight. Pump fake on the 3. Why is Jake jumping at a guy that far away? You got a 6'5" reach, there's no need to do that. And ultimately, it is a good ball movement. And on the other side of the floor, it is Joey Robinson knocking down his first field goal, a big one. It's a triple, make it 20 to 15, back to a 5-point edge for the Senators. Near turnover as Abel skies up to get the cross-court pass. He gives it back to Parker. Bang! Three will go for Green, and that's Parker's first field goal of the night, trying to keep pace at the other end with Robinson's three, make it 23-15.
That was a good answer. That was a good answer. Now we can settle back down into this defense. And that's one thing that the Senators have done well tonight is play defense.
They try to buckle down here in the half court in the man-to-man defense. Minute and a half gone by. In the quarter out of the locker room, Bobby Stevens to check in next to Ed Ball. Gave us good minutes defensively at times in that first half of play as Knight controls it out front, way out top against Strain. Brings it off now left side to Franklin. Dribble drive for Franklin. Leaves it off. Bayhand. Three ball go. How about that? The Braves did not hit a single shot from downtown in the first half. And Bayhand and Robinson come out and drill their first baskets of the night on back-to-back three-pointers for the Braves. 23-18. Holden to answer. Corner shot. Right side will not go. Rebound fought for. Off into the hands of Caden Abels. Back to Parker. Three. Bang! Got another one. Parker back-to-back threes, keeping pace with Bayhand and Robinson. Stretches it back out to 8 at 26-18 with 5:50 to go. And a 30-second timeout by Coach Sullivan as the Senators stretch things back out. And you would think Coach Nash took the 30-second timeout because he is in the grill of his guys' face. You know, he knew that they had an opportunity with the missed three by Holden, but eventually on the kick out and grab by Abels, he's able to dish it back off to Parker for his second straight three. Abels with the assist. And the Senators trying to keep just a little bit of breathing room here in the second half.
Yeah, that's one thing Coach Nash said in his pregame. He thinks he's got shooters. It's just they haven't. But, yeah, we got to close out a little bit better.
He might have shooters, but if he keeps that up, he won't have a clipboard for long as he
Yeah,
slams it down out of frustration with a young team and just 3 wins on the year, trying to steal one here tonight on the Ron Smith court. Franklin gets it in. He'll clear it for him, and he'll bring it up against Holden with his reach. He tries to use speed to blow by and does for a moment. Franklin will get it back. A little run and jump for the Senators here out of the timeout. Coach Sullivan. Bayhand, another three. This one well short. Robinson to fight for the rebound. It comes off to Franklin. Good hustle. Carter with it, the sophomore. Left side, gives it up to Robinson. He had it poked away for a moment, got into the paint, had it blocked by Parker. Off into the hands of Holden. He'll pitch it ahead quickly to Harrison. And Harrison will be bumped. And this one will go on the sophomore, 5'5" Mason Carter. He picks up his second personal of the night. Team foul number 2 already here in the half for the Braves. Parker to inbound midway down the Senator bench, and he gives it up to Holden. He stares down Carter at the top of that little 1-2-2 or 3-2 zone. And Holden called for a palming violation, unforced turnover. On my counts right, that's Holden's second turnover of the night. Check out his third. 5:12 and counting, third quarter. Franklin will bring it up again. Braves keeping this thing interesting for sure. And now there'll be a bump out front. Holden tries to come and extend pressure to squeeze through off of the screen that was going to be offered up by Robinson. And Holden picks up his second personal. Gary Tyree with the call. And it'll be Dave Erie to reset it with the sophomore Mason Carter down in front of the scorer's bench. Send it in now to Robinson on the wing. Turns. Sanford gets it out the Bayhand, back to Franklin. And he'll wait for guys to cycle back through once more. Under 5 minutes to go. Franklin behind the back. Clear space with the forearm. Gives it to Bayhand, right back to Franklin, who wanted 3 but wouldn't shoot it over Holden with that length.
Again, you got to stay crouched down. They're going to be patient, so you just have to stay in your stance and keep playing D.
Knight with it out front to Carter, back to Robinson. Braves have shown a lot of patience tonight as Robinson shoots a little floater that's an air ball. Holden comes out of there with it. He'll push ahead to Abels, left side of the floor, gives it up to the trailer. That's Green. Back to Holden, to Abels, left side, pump fake, floater will go on the baseline for 2. As Abels now has 5, and the Senators have extended this thing to double digits, something they haven't seen a lot of here tonight. 10-point lead for them at 28-18. Full timeout on the floor called by Doc Nash and the Braves.
8-0 was the biggest, right? Biggest lead?
Yeah. Well, it was, yeah, good toward the end of the first quarter of play. Senators lead at 28-18, 4:11 to go here in the third. We'll step aside, take a break, and come back with more third quarter action after this.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood with expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience.
Our team at Ace Hardware of Salem is here to answer your questions and help you find what you need. Stop in today and see why we're your home convenience store.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
.11 to play, third quarter of action, 28-18. Senators enjoying a double-digit advantage. Did it get to 10-0 before they scored there right before? I think maybe it got to 10-0 to start before they scored that basket. Yeah.
But again, got to keep playing defense. We want this lead. There you go.
Abels gets a steal from behind. Turnover number 13 ahead on the leak out was Holden. And on the pitch ahead, he gets his first basket of the night. Give him 4 in the ball game. 30-18 now. Definitely the largest lead of the night. Abels with the steal over the head, behind the back pass. And Sanford had it dumped off to him. He had it swatted. And he checks the cheek. As he took a little shot toward the facial area. A little checking to make sure he doesn't have an orbital fracture there.
Yeah, we do not want that. I tell you what, Caden's really played well. I know he's got 5 points, but he's also got 5 assists, 4 steals. So Caden's playing really well.
Brace with 14 turnovers now in the ball game. Heading to the free throw line on the year, just a 47% free throw shooter, but he is seemingly getting better here in the last few ball games. Tonight, he's hit 2. That's the same amount he's attempted. See if I can keep the jinx off. Third one on the way is good as well. Start saying it like that, Coach. He's got 5 in the period, 9 on the night to help pace the Senator attack.
Again, Sanford with the steal.
And near steal as it was kicked away and a timeout.
Yeah, he dribbled it off. He got the steal, was going up for it, dribbled it off us. But again, that's nice hustle, which we couldn't say in the first half. At least we are really competing into this third quarter.
So a little bang, back-to-back turnover situation, and Braves will have it. It's a full timeout. And maybe they're going to change it now to 30. Dave Urey first called it being a full timeout. And they'll wait to get it sorted. Both teams still standing as they're trying to figure out how many timeouts are left. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, I guess. They'll roll with. And Doc with at least one of each left in his hip pocket. 3:47 to go. Got one left, Dave Urey says. Maybe I missed one along the way somewhere. 3:47 to go, third quarter, 32-18. Box pass break here as they'll try to break a guy long, and it'll be a 5-second count on Knight, who could not get it inbounded. 5 turnovers already in the quarter, 16 in the game for the Senators. It'll be a little double stack now for the home team. On the ball side, left side of the floor, they'll get it into Holden. Screen down by Abels to Parker. 3 ball on the way. Bow! Oh, got to go. He's going to go with the bang and decide to go bullseye there last second. Timeout on the floor.
Blacked or whatever it was. That works too, but that's nice. We've seen that inbounds play several times over the season.
Temple & Temple has a long history of being a reliable contractor that provides a superior service. Established in 1948, two brothers, Walter Temple and Howard Temple, founded this company with a commitment to quality and a knack for doing that which others couldn't. After being in business for 70 years, Temple & Temple still holds true to the ideals of its founder, providing unique solutions to even the toughest problems. Temple & Temple has found there is no substitute for experience and a tradition of excellent work. Excavating, paving, concrete work, and bridge work are just a few of the categories the company has worked within over the years. No matter what the challenge, Temple & Temple will find the answer for your solution.
Has troops in a 30.
You missed it. Doc's like, I don't. He shook his head almost like, I don't care, when he walked away.
And Abels with the deflection, senior versus sophomore. Again, Mason Carter just 5'5". And the Senators trying to ratchet up the pressure here. 35-18.
Pushed off of Bobby as he was.
And for Franklin, that'll be another forced turnover. And for Franklin, that'll be all she wrote as he fouls out here in the third quarter with still 3:35 to go. It's called for the offensive foul. Back to a 3-2 zone here for the Braves in the half. Turnover number 6 of the quarter. Borden with it, skips it cross court. Abels couldn't get that one to go. Knight will pull down the rebound and leave it off for Roberts now. He gives it up to Carter. And he'll be met at the timeline by the quick hands of Abels, who swipes it right away. Picks the pocket to the other end. Abels has his third basket of the night. Give him 7, 37-18. Largest lead of the night continues to swell, now up to 19. And then Abels. Here's what I don't like, Coach. I like the aggression, but as a senior, we've got to be a little bit smarter with our aggressiveness. I like the aggression, but you got to be smart.
Yeah, you got to put some smarts to it as well.
It can't be there's a sophomore out there. I'm going to try to pick his pocket every time.
This team is talented enough, unless we put them on the free throw line, to come back from this. It's a 19-point lead. Which, like I said, they're 6 of 8 from the line, and those silly fouls put you on the line.
So the turnover
this is how we wish we would have started this quarter. But
turnover number 8 of the quarter, 19 of the game underneath. Sanford was a wide open shot on the kick out. Parker misses a 3 from the left wing. And then Sanford steals it right back, scoops it off the glass for 2. That is now turnover number 20 on the night for the Braves. And Sanford continues his solid quarter, 7 points in the period for him, 11 in the ball game, 39-18. As we have surpassed the 20-point plateau as far as the lead's concerned. And then the Braves going to throw it into the backcourt. Harrison's actually going to chase it down, save the possession. Turnover number 10 of the quarter alone for the Braves. Will's falling off. Abels misses a 3. Holden gets it back. Holden drives, kicks. Stevens, 3. Pow! Got it to go. Like that, Coach, a little change up for you, a little Batman action. Boom,
kablam.
Pow, kablam.
Like I said, this is, what was it? It was 17-12 at halftime, so we've scored 25 points in this quarter. A lot of it due to Borden's turnover explosion in this quarter, but at least, we're just playing better, playing looser, playing free. I don't know if we thought there was, coming in, oh my gosh, this is a team we have to beat and we have to play well, and we just didn't execute. But this third quarter, wow, it has been an explosion for the Senators.
Forces another timeout on the floor. Discuss things, and now, it's 42-18. This team has struggled. Yeah, there you go, Coach Sullivan. He tells Bobby. He comes out. Bobby's wanting him and Caden to pressure the ball three-quarter court. Coach says, let's back up. We'll pick them up when they cross into the front court.
Right.
Smart
you can
move
still
here.
be aggressive in the back court, but there's no need, with this big lead, there's no reason to be pressing.
24-point advantage right now for the Senators, their largest of the night.
Oh, he traveled again, but they're not going to give that call this type of lead.
21 turnovers
But
for
again,
the Braves.
we're-
10 in this quarter alone, still a $1:30 to go.
We're ratcheting up, like we said, towards region, so there's no reason to pull the foot off the gas other than that press. We can
Right.
still be aggressive in the half court.
You know, and there's nothing wrong even at that point if you want to work man-to-man, that's fine. If you want to work a little half-court action, a little trap, something different, a matchup zone, that's
Right.
fine.
Knight misses, Holden with another rebound. That's 5 in
Pushes
this
in
quarter.
transition on the kick out. Abels to Parker.
Just a little
Free throw
short.
jumper will not go up to short. Holden tracks down the board, dribbles baseline, kicks out. Parker again resets the puppies and knocks down the 16-foot jumper from the right side this time. Parker, a nice quarter for him as well, Coach. He hit those triples to kind of things going here in the third and kickstart this little offensive barrage. He's got 11 in the period, now 12 in the ball game.
Wow.
44 to 18.
Like I said, everybody's playing well. There's another deflection.
And a poke away. I tell you what, the sophomore Carter struggling right now. They'll feet ahead, holding off the window for 2 more. Rattles at home. Holden now with 6, make it 46 to 18. This largest lead of the night continues to swell. Carter now walks it up. But I tell you what, how many times have we seen it? We've seen it not only with us, we've seen it with Salem, we've seen it with Eastern in years past. Now we're seeing it with Borden, the youth movement, as Parker off the steal gets another basket. And that's going to do it for the third quarter of play. 48 to 18, Coach. That's a third.
Lynx Clothing and Shoes carries a wide variety of items from name brand clothing and shoes to sports apparel and sporting goods. We offer custom screen printing and embroidery, free gift wrapping, alternations, and layaway. Our hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5:30, Friday 9 to 6, and Saturday 9 to 5. We are conveniently located on the north side of the Salem Square and are a family-owned and operated business. Stop by and see us today. 812-883-4154.
Our Moving Forward rehabilitation program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, 2 great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Back we come to fourth quarter action. Senators have it out of the quarter break. They're up 48-18, well in control of this one now, looking to end this 4-game skid they've been on. Of course, it started with a heartbreaking loss a couple of weeks ago here at the buzzer to Mitchell, followed by another tough one after they led North Harrison the entire way until under 5 minutes to go. They give up the lead, never could get it back. And then 2 tough games at Crawford and Scottsburg last week as the Senators have it underneath. And we'll get it into Harrison. No dribble drive, going strong, be bumped on the floor into the ball game. Nolan Flispart for the Braves for the first time tonight. And the foul is going to go on Nolan Flispart, fresh into the ball game. Team foul number 5, and underneath, Jake gets it, turns around, little baby hook will go. 50 to 18. Now we just straight up, we play solid, and we try to build off of that monstrous third quarter of play, Coach. You don't want to have a letdown.
Right. That's what I said just before the quarter break. You can still play aggressive here.
And perhaps, and we hope, big block for Jake, big swat into the corner for Jake. And the Senators are matched up here in the half court. You talked about it, playing smart, playing aggressive, Coach, with a big lead. I thought the Lady Senators did a good job of that on Saturday night, but we lost our offensive sense of urgency. We didn't have to shoot, but we were not really efficient as we had been through the first 3 quarters.
Just a tad complacent there with a big lead.
Senators cannot do that. Like I said, hopefully they took a notebook with them and made some little physical notes of that one. Minute and a half gone by here in the fourth quarter. 50-18. 6:22 and counting. Out front, Flispart with it.
Yeah, we talked about those.
Farmer.
Like we scored, well, we ended up scoring 7 in the second quarter, but those are the type of quarters that'll hurt you in sectional time.
And a 3 ball from the corner. Did you grab a roster tonight? Jamie guys into the ball game.
No, I did not.
Yes, I'll try to get a name for you later. As Harrison drives the lane left side. Picks up another basket, makes it now 52-21. Finally, win number 7, barring some miraculous comeback here. Coach Nash has put in some of his even younger guys. Another turnover. And to the other end, Bobby gets knocked into the padding on the second step. Dangerous place to land. A good thing we eventually decided to add the pads on those stairs. I remember sitting across the way several years ago and watching Parker's dad come down on a breakaway, get fouled, and he landed on the steps and broke his arm.
I remember when there wasn't any padding there.
Yep. Same exact spot Bobby just landed as he rattles home the first free throw. .21 kind of puts fear in you as a young player whenever you see that, see a guy get knocked into the steps and you think in your mind, I hope they get that corrected before I'm old enough to play in this gym, as Bobby rattles them both home.
So you can put it in the suggestion box then.
There you go. There you go. Dear Ron Smith in school board. 5:21 to go. Foul will go on Harrison Sanford. And that will just be the third team foul of the half. And it will be the third personal of the night on Sanford. 5:21 to go in this one. Mystery man, 22 off the bench on JV roster for Doc Nash, who knocked the 3 home a while ago. Only scoring of the quarter thus far for the Braves.
Which one's Flispart?
43, the one that just gave it up tonight for a triple. His first points of the night. Back-to-back threes. This is similar to the start they had in the third quarter before they faltered and went ice cold. 54-24. Under 5 minutes to play.
Give it to him. But Jake's got to work harder. You want the ball. Work, man. Put your work in.
Little cross screen, a little motion action underneath. We'll have a foul on the floor.
That'll be 1-on-1, I think.
And the foul will be team foul number 7 indeed for the Braves. And Flispart will pick up his third personal. And that'll send Jake Strange to the free throw line on the year, a 65% free throw shooter, but 0 of 2 tonight.
Next break, I think I figured out our scoring in the third quarter. 31-point
quarter in the third, but we were 3 points short somewhere. Coach Gibson seems to have figured out the mystery. Jake missed the front end of the bonus. Surprise, surprise. He did it twice in the second quarter as well. Now 0 for 3 on the night. 4:34 and counting.
Look, Bobby. Jake had him pinned.
Parker dribble drive, strong take, and this foul will go on the sophomore Carter. This will be team foul number 8. And for Mason Carter, it'll be his third personal. Parker Green back to the free throw line where he's just 1 of 2 on the night. Got that scoring mystery solved, huh?
I think so. Yeah, it was 31. Correct? Did you have
yes.
Sanford for three throws?
Yes.
3 throws? 3
for
yeah, no doubt.
3 for 3 in the line, yes.
Yeah. Holden, Abels, Green, Sanford all had two-point field goals. Parker had 3 triples. Bobby Stevens had a triple.
Ooh, I forgot the Bobby 3.
Okay, did Parker
hit
both of those?
That's when I dropped the pow on you. I forgot it.
He just hit
yes.
One of 2 or both?
Nope, hit them both. It's 54-24. And a 3-pointer back to the other end will not go for the Braves. And Parker now will race it down the left side. 56-24. Good tie-up. Flispart ties up a frustrated Harrison Sanford, who is not running back, and that's what I don't like to see, a guy that won't race back. And we give up a
Bobby
layup at the
tried to
other
get
end.
there, but
I think it's time, pull them out. Get them out of there. Start emptying your bench. At this point, what's there to prove? 3:45 and counting. If you're going to get pouty and walk back, and that's a 5-second count.
I don't know
Pull the
about
plug,
that.
coach. 13 turnovers, 3 in this half for the Senators. They've done a better job of taking care of the rock, but that's the kind of body language right there that will prevent you from hoisting the hardware as the girls did.
Right, yeah. And he's had a good game. I don't know why he's
in the words of Doc Nash, you call a spade, you take things at face value and call it like you see it. Right now, body language still not real great for a team that's made a great surge and up.
Temple has a long history of being a reliable contractor that provides a superior service. Established in 1948, two brothers, Walter Temple and Howard Temple, founded this company. With a commitment to quality and a knack for doing that which others couldn't. After being in business for 70 years, Temple & Temple still holds true to the ideals of its founder, providing unique solutions to even the toughest problems. Temple & Temple has found there is no substitute for experience and a tradition of excellent work. Excavating, paving, concrete work, and bridge work are just a few of the categories the company has worked within over the years. No matter what the challenge, Temple & Temple will find the answer for your solution.
3:34 to go out of the timeout for the Braves. 56-26, Senators comfortably ahead by 30. Coach, sometimes you wonder, we've talked about this before on the broadcast, if people think, you know what, kind of being jerky, and maybe they're just being a little too competitive, but you know what, it's the edge that you got to have to win a championship, and if you've got poor body language, if you're jawing with the officials all the time, if you're hanging your head after every turnover, if you're not hustling back, well, those things get recognized. It's not just seeing it out there.
Right. I mean, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a title, just like the girls just won. And to do that, things have to be cleaned up.
Bryce Brown, a 5'11" sophomore into the game, as Bobby knocks down another three. Bobby Stevens come into this game. His career high was 5 points, Coach. He has surpassed that tonight. 59 to 26. Now the score, Bobby with 2 triples on the night, 3 of 4 from the line for 9 points. A new career high for Bobby. Coming up on the 2-minute warning here in this one.
Kind of had a feeling this would be a game that he could break out a little bit. And he was 2 of 10 and from 3 going into this game, but I've seen him in practice hit several. And he's got a decent release, nice little stroke.
He may have actually overheard Doc, because Doc was talking about, that's not a guy that's going to go out there and score a bunch, but I love his effort, I love his hustle, and maybe he heard that tonight and took a little exception, who knows. 2-10 and counting, underneath Knight, nice bump fake, steps through on Jake, almost gets the up and under to go before Farmer pulls it down, and now we'll see 6'4" freshman Noah Mars be ready to check in. Next dead ball opportunity. Again, Madden played final few seconds of the fourth quarter, of the first half. In the fourth quarter, Jake spin move baseline, nice Elijah One-like move. Shades of Akeem the Dream with a little spin. And Jake, poor night free throw shooting, but he got 8 points. That's some nice post moves. We haven't seen a lot of from him this year. 6'1", 26. Tell you what, the boys trying to keep these guys under 30. They better buckle down this last buck 27, or they may be doing some up downs tomorrow at practice.
That sounds awful.
Well, not so much an up down like we're thinking in football with pads in the heat, but you better hustle down or up the floor and come back down the floor in a hurry, or you're going to keep running them until you get it in time.
You meant either just straight sprints or
down and back, whatever you want to call it. Yep, running the ladder. And there's 2 more. Zach Knight off the inbound, so 5 for Knight. And they keep inching closer. 61-28, 70 seconds to play.
Oh, he had a back
If
door
they give
in
up
it.
a 3 at the last minute, I feel sorry for the guy that gives it up. It costs them the down and back tomorrow. 1 minute to go. Brown underneath. Bryce Brown way off the mark. Overshoots everything on the layup opportunity. 50 seconds to play. Out front. Plus Smart with it. Kick in the corner. Getting a lot of youth out here on the floor right now, which already was, but this looks more like the physical makeup of a young team. A lot of freshmen. You could just tell almost still with the junior high frame to them. Just
Right.
not a lot of height and not a lot of muscle, a lot of strength yet for some of these guys. But we talked about it earlier. You keep playing young guys, and eventually it will pay off. It has for local teams. And there's the 3. Knight almost hit it against Mars. Fresh heard about that one tomorrow in practice. Now we're having a whistle on a foul.
Can they get there? Oh, it's just 5 fouls.
Yeah, the foul's going to be on Brown. His first team foul, number 5. And Farmer will try to save the day with the steal. Turnover number 14 of the half. 25th turnover of the game. And that will do it. And all of the guys on the bench stand up and pump their fist because they know they narrowly escaped having to run on that three-pointer that was missed. And some of them letting Noah hear about it now as they go through the line. 61-28 the final in this one. Senators flex their muscles in the third with 31 points and create space needed to pull away for win number 7 on the year, and it snaps a 4-game losing streak. Meanwhile, the woes continue for Doc Nash's young, very young ball club as they now have dropped their 9th straight and fall to 3-16 on the year. Step aside, take a break here from a couple of sponsors. We'll come back to begin our Senator post-game show brought to you by Ace Hardware of Salem right after this.
For 80 years, Eddie Gilstrap Motors in Salem has made thousands of both car and truck shoppers car and truck buyers. And that commitment to customer sales and service continues to pay off. It's more than low prices and incentives and service after the sale. You've been hearing that for the 2nd year in a row. We've been awarded a 2017 Ford President's Award. I mean, to win something that only 340 Ford dealerships across the country out of over 5,000, well, that's pretty special, wouldn't you say? The President's Award is based upon